Hello, I am here to talk about my childhood. I've got many things to say about the injustice, the way I was treated, the criminality, and the horrible existence which I had to live while I was growing up. I'm still growing up, but unfortunately I had to suffer abuse from a young age. I've written down what I have to say, so I will read it just so I can explain the situation in which I was forced upon with no act of choice, victimist mentality which I was stuck in, me and my sister. So I will read the words which I have written. Hopefully someone may relate. This video may never be watched, or it may be watched by somebody who is going or has gone through a similar experience. I always remind her about the abuse that went on every day. I need to let it out because I get very sad and emotional when I think about all the evil things she did to me and my sister. I am still a scared 7-year-old and 12-year-old girl. I never got the chance to grow up because 9 years of physical and emotional abuse every day. I am now left here not knowing who I am and why I deserve this abuse. Okay, I am reading these words. I may not get emotional because I have replayed my childhood many times in my head. Very abusive, not just a little. Any abuse on the young kids is wrong, but mine and my sister's was extreme. That happened 3 to 4 times a week, physical, and 7 times a week emotionally. Every day I am now left as a loser who hates herself, and this terrible social anxiety with no self-esteem at all, no confidence, nothing at all. I was a victim of chronic child abuse. I was expected to grow up and never talk about it, and I never did. I never could. I knew I couldn't. Sorry, my writing's really small. I tend to write in very small writing, which means that it's difficult to read even for me, because I don't plan to ever read them again when I write. And I knew I couldn't talk about it, because living in care is a nightmare for me, so I remain living with the woman who abused me for years. This woman I had to call Mummy ever since I was adopted by her. I never knew what love is because she did what she did. No one knows what we went through every day except me and my sister, and I still remember most details about this living nightmare. I remember the last time I ever got beaten. I was 12 years old. She beat me with a cricket bat and it hurt like hell. But by then I was used to all this abuse. There had been 8 years of physical abuse already. I remember when I was 8 years old, she called me a whore for no apparent reason at all. She just wanted to hurt me. She scared me, all the evil faces she made. Like making very scary noises. like, ooh, like, you know, those, when you want to scare someone, trying to scare me all the time, and big eyes, and torture. I remember it as if it is happening now, and often she does still make those noises and faces, even now when trying to scare me. I know what she has done to me. The worst part is that everyone thinks she's a great caring mother. I was lying in bed at the age of 6 because of this daily abuse. I was wishing death upon myself. I've had another home in France. Our holidays, they were never nice because the abuse continued every day. When I was 6, I used to hang over my bedroom window dreaming about falling out to my death. I have had suicidal thoughts ever since I was 6 years old. I had these for many years as the abuse went on. I was a very well-behaved child, especially since I was so afraid. I never did anything wrong. And when I tried I tried my best to hide it. I used to wet my bed a lot when I was younger. I always got screamed at because it meant she had to come in the morning to change it, and she hated it. She called me horrible names like pissy bitch and whore, dumb bitch, just for wetting my bed. So many times I used to not tell her that I wet my bed. I used to lay in it until it dried, only because I was so scared of getting screamed at again. It was easier for me not to say anything. I remember age 7, she used to show us pictures of our birth mother who is mentally ill. She used to show us pictures and say, "Your birth mother looks like a witch. Her nose and black hair looks like a witch." Of course this hurt me, but I never knew my birth mother, so I never defended her because my adoptive mother seemed to get angry and hurt whenever I did. My adoptive mother managed to scare my sister by saying all these mean things about my birth mother to build a mental picture that our birth mum was scary, all because we always knew we were adopted, but I never felt able to ask questions or show interest. It was a subject I was embarrassed to bring up because my adoptive mother always got defensive. She always told us that our birth mother and siblings were as fucked up as us and that we were psychotic like them. She said my birth mother was a slapper who loved sleeping around. She said that all the time. I never trusted her. I got my period when I was 10 years old. I didn't tell her until 1 year later. I never thought I could open up to her. I had to grow up quickly because of the abuse, and now I'm getting older. It seems I am younger because of what I went through. She always had sweets in the car. Sorry, it's getting long, isn't it? She always one time I went into the car to get some sweets. She found out and beat me with a bamboo stick. She had many weapons, bamboo sticks which was her main weapon. She had 3 bamboo sticks, she had metal bars, she had belts, she used slippers only when she had nothing else. She used a cricket bat on me when I got older. Her main weapons were bamboo sticks and wooden spoons. It was a massive wooden spoon. She beat us so hard. She used to always break so many, so she had to buy new ones specifically to beat us with. I got immune to the pain, so I was able to take up self-harm at 11 years old without worrying about pain. I was used to it. I started off with pins, then blades, and then burning myself. I burnt myself very deeply when I was 12 years old. The scar is very dark. I did it because I was being abused. I got angry and smashed up the house. The policewoman got called and was horrible to me, saying I was ungrateful to my mother. She told me I was very ungrateful, bully.